morning. We're back again. This is our last day for the elders of Red Pheasant that are invited to come in Atsimutsi. About today, we're going to focus on how they grew up on this Askikan, Exuatsi. And we are sorry about these past few days. Uh, the past few days of podcasts, you can see them on YouTube. We just couldn't log on to this regular Clifford Watney school Facebook. Sorry, but now we're on Clifford Watney Facebook. But the other past 2 days, you can go back and watch them on YouTube. So this morning, we're going to start off with Peter Benson. And we'll just start from there. And you're more than welcome to comment. Keep some.
Mhm. Yeah, good morning. My name is Peter Benson, and glad to see another day today. And spring is around the corner. We had a kind of scary situations on the last few years. We were going through with sicknesses and that, and people were worried about sicknesses, and also it's getting to be okay today. Like, people are not really sick in our community. I'm thankful for that. Thanks, Creator. Some of us got that sickness, but it didn't hit us hard. But this morning, I'd like to start off with some of the some of the things that we experienced in the reserve. Growing up in the reserve it was kind of tough at times. Not like today. Now you get services. You get transported to the school buses and everything. Another day, we used to walk to school. Sometimes we didn't have no lunch going to school, but we still managed to go. And today, kids got everything in the schools. They get fed breakfast, dinner. So that's really nice to help students like that. A lot of times we kind of struggle with food wise. It's not easy when you have a lot of kids and to maintain their lunch on a daily basis. I mean, why everything changed now. Like it's 2000, but around the 50s was kind of, kind of hard. Uh, some of these people, they used to walk 3-4 miles to get to the school. Why? A lot of times it was cold. Still had to go, and same time, our schools were we were mistreated in schools. Our teachers, I don't know why, we used to get disciplined schools in those days. Now our kids don't see that in, uh, in the schools now, which is good. So we were kind of being through abuse all along. Us too in residential schools also. So I don't know why white people, that they kind of did that to us, like us made people. They wanted to come and stay with us, live with us in Canada, I'll say. So they shouldn't, put us down that way like they did the kids out there. We all know what's happening out there now. A lot of kids died out in the residential schools. I don't know why. There's nobody explained why they died over there. how did they die? But things like that, school is supposed to be there. That when you send your kids to school, it's supposed to be, you know, not to be scared of anything. Like they're supposed to look after right in there, not discipline things like that, like back in the day. And I like to thank those teachers like that. They're not abusing my children now. Or and we have to try to get along in our community. We got to respect each other, like respect the school, respect the teachers, and respect the kids. Your kids in the school, and don't gossip and things like that. In the school, when you have children going to school, shouldn't be no gossip in the schools like that. Mostly learning, not to gossip of each other or the leaders like that. We're all trying to get along and trying to get along in our community so things will work right for us. Kwe manachito ake umay utachki hanu umay is as long as we're living, we won't always be in red peasant. So we should get along and do not say things about chief and council. They're having a hard time. We start to maintain to help us out there on a daily basis. They're trying their best. So we got to get along with the leaders, with the teachers, with the elders, and trying to learn when you're in school what the teachers are trying to teach you and respect them. When you're in class, you gotta listen. You cannot fool around in a class and disturb. That's why a lot of times teachers get mad because some kids don't want to listen. So we have to tell our children when they come to school that you got to come and learn here. You don't come and fool around in classes. These are the things elders used to always tell us. Kohams and grandmas, they used to tell us, where you go, try to respect where you at, respect the people. Don't say things that hurt people. That's the only way we can get along in our community. We're always going to be in Red Pheasant as long as we live. Doesn't matter if we go somewhere else, and at the end of the day, we pass on, we come back to Red Pheasant. This is our reserve, Red Pheasant. So we got to respect our reserve, help, help, help our leaders, and listen to our leaders too. Some of them, they're smart, but we have to help them. Only way we want to get strong in our community, and we have to go to our ceremonies that we have in our present here. Respect our ceremonies like powwows. We gotta go to our powwows, help each other out like that. We teach off, kaya kaya papagot to kagatat. Not the way, not the way to hate each other. We have to get along, pull together. That way the reserve will get stronger, help each other out. Yeah, we have to respect the nature, at the same time. What we have in the reserve, respect our buildings, don't destroy our buildings, things like that, what we have. They're ours, it's not chief and council. Everything you see in Red Prison, it's ours. Trying to look better with reservation. That's what they, that's why things get built on the reserve. recently lost our store here. That shouldn't happen. That's supposed to be our store. We're supposed to respect our store. Now we have no store now, and now chief and council has to maybe trying to build another one, and it costs money. Things like that to have. It's not easy. So our young people in Red Basin, respect our community, respect your neighbors, don't hurt each other, and I hate to say that, but I know drugs and that is going to be around for a long time. They're not going to just end anytime sooner. But young people shouldn't really get messed up with drugs like that. It's not the way. Not the way we were taught to go into in heavy drugs to ruin our minds or can't think. Some of those drugs they take your mind away. They control you. That shouldn't happen. And a lot of times, people they're scared. Our elders are scared what our young people are going into, doing these drugs and bothering people, hurting each other. It's not the way. We're supposed to look after each other as brother and sisters out there, not hurt each other, kill each other. That's not how our Creator wanted us to do. That's why in our time, elders used to always remind us like things like that. Don't do these things. But it's hard too. But we have to keep we have to keep telling our young children, these things. Remind them things are out there. A lot of times, these young people, though they're getting, they get, they're pushed to do things. People get them to do these things like they don't know what the drug is going to do to them. So things like that, it's kind of scary out there. So our younger children are still growing up. So I don't know how they're going to be within the next 10, 20 years. I hope something there for them at that time. Help them. In the meantime, we're trying to do our best here to trying to remind our children, our grandchildren in the schools about these things that are out there to watch, watch, watch what you do. Gusto man na scommon stare che kung gawin stare che peach on it che tamanti e minaya minaya we all took the mark of the same nana we grew up with programs around this it's not that much nowadays now. So we just gotta know, trying to listen what what the elders are saying and hope that they take a word or two, whatever. Maybe someday we want to take our words and use them some way. We're not the best speakers. I'm just starting myself. I never did this before, but try my best to try to tell a little bit of story, history of that peasant. So I'd like to say that this morning we're just given so much time here to speak, and I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad the school is running. Kids are here, and thankful that we have a school. It's nice here, and in my library here, it's named after my late son, Huda, Huda Ray Benson. And after this library here, I'm thankful for that. The teachers that sent to the school here. A lot of his schoolmates miss them still. I'm thankful today, and I'm going to pass this on to my Hector Baptiste. He grew up here too. I'd like to tell a little bit about Hector Baptiste. He was a 1996 world champion truck wagon driver of this Red Pheasant, and to be a world champion of something takes a lot of ability. You don't become just like that, like what he did. You got to be at least 100% to have a gold medal or something like that. So we have one guy here from Red Pheasant that did that for us. He made a name for Red Pheasant, Mr. Baptiste. I don't even know some of our people of our community ever think about this guy, what he done for us. He made a name for Red Pheasant, through Chuck Wigan. Glad that he did that, for Red Pheasant that made a name for us. So that's all I'm going to say for now. Thankful I'm here this morning. Maybe I'll talk to you again someday again, God willing. Oh,
Ay, nanaswam tino may chimoy.
mm-hmm,
Yama to me sa hiwe sa kanot sa iyo te
uh-huh,
sultan de Petrutin sama to.
yeah,
So I'd like to thank you for coming to share your story. Even
mm-hmm,
though it's a cool, windy day,
yeah,
you made that effort to come and share.
mm-hmm.
So again, on behalf of the school, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have Edgar Baptiste to come and sit in the hot seat with the yellow cushion. So this is Edgar Baptiste, and now he'll share.
Good morning. First of all, I'll introduce myself. It's like my brother was saying, Peter there. My name is Edgar Baptiste. I'm from here in Red Crescent Cree Nation. And I've been coming here to talk to students already a few years in the past. And I'd like to come in here and talk about all the traditional cultural ways of our life. The first day that we went to our storytelling here on Wednesday, February, mid month of February, storytelling, and at at the first day I start off with my Cree language, but today now I'll start off with my English because some of the young generation of young people today don't really understand our Cree language. But when we were young at that time, when we were kids, we were born and raised how to speak our language, and I have my both languages, Cree and English, and I am very respectfully thank the great Creator give me that native ways of our lives is natural to us, and it's very important that how 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 the great Creator put us as native people here on Earth, and but traditionally, culturally, that the government kind of took away our ways of our life, such as our Cree language, the residential schools, also to the day schools, of the physical abuse and sexual abuse, all of that, and the survivors, just like my mom went to that residential school, and also to the survivors, and how they were treated, and and normally, like coming to the day schools, like it's same thing as residential school, but the only thing that you go home in the daytime. Residential school, you have to go there and go to school there and stay there for months and months, years and years, and until you finish your school. And these are the kind of schools that survivors went in the past, and it's very abusable situation that the government had that put us as native people with no respect whatsoever, and everything is poisoned today, like how we eat and everything, and how we go about our life. What can we do? We have to live up to that life, and because the government and white people are more normally are taking our ways of our natural life, how we were brought up as native people on here on earth, and also they're taking our lands and everything, and today I'm gonna express myself to some of our storytelling, how we were brought up as when we were just beginning to start to know about reality of life, and when we were young and kids that time, we had a good life. It was slow, and sometimes it was hard. It was a struggle, man. Sometimes, but but uh, but recently that we go through that life in a good way to enjoy ourselves. That's how the great Creator put us on earth here to enjoy your life day by day, night by night. And when we went to a school in RC Day School here in Red Pleasant, and Roman Catholic school, and we we'd start off with in the mornings, and just before morning, my parents, my dad especially, they were very strict, and they 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 were kind of strict towards us, sort of not getting to ourselves into a differently like different ways of our life, like abusement or whatever, alcohol and drugs. And at that time, they wanted us to be straightforward people when starting to grow up. And first of all, when you get up before school, they would go and check out our snares. We used to snare for rabbits, and just before we go to school. And then I remember that my dad used to be a bus driver. He used to have a team of horses in an open sleigh to take us to the school. And in the winter time when it's cold, 35, 40 below, we still had to go to school. And something like this that we never had, like these schools today, that the young generation, especially the kids that go to these schools nowadays, everything is there for them. And when they come into school, they have breakfast, and at lunch they're fed here for the dinner hour too. Things like that we never did had way back when we were young, and especially the lighting of the buildings today, like electricity, we never did had no running water. We had to more like for light, we'd use some kind of a bit lamp that my my mother used to braid a cloth and put some grease in there. That's our light inside the house. No power, nothing. We had to haul our own water. We had to we had to make our own fire inside to wood and to make us keep us warm. And these are all the things that we were brought up when we were kids, and culturally towards our ways of our life as native people there. And our parents were very strict when they bring us to somewhere like summertime when they have these sun dances and powwows and all that. We're very we're very sacred at that time. There was a lot of respect to the regalias and the costumes what they used to wear, and And I would like to talk about how the women used to wear when they went to a powwow, and how the men used to wear the regalias to a powwow too. But coming to that area, there maybe some people won't like that, and talk about things like that. But normally, that it takes time to talk about things like this, and it's more like today, like it's for how we were brought up and our ways as free people and Indian people, and I could sit here for hours and hours talk about reality of life and how we were brought up and how the people were brought up in a respected manner. But today, now everything is different, and it's very more like it's a fast life for everybody, and it's like today you can do a dozen of things in one day, but at that time it was a slow life when I was young, and all these things we were shown from the elders and also from the parents and the caregivers who were taking care of you, like the the grandparents and the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and they were very kind, humble, long time ago. But in a way, they're that's like what I said. They were very strict to us of not getting in trouble, and we were kept in a strict order. Just like when you go to school here, you're here in Clifford, what when your school kids come to the school here, and they're normally like they teach with respect and to learn and all that, and it's very nice for that, like like for the young generation, young kids to learn their education to move on with our life. But we have to live up to that life, and way back when at that time I was talking about, and it's more like manually. Manual life, like if you have to do your own body workout, I'd say exercise and all that hard work that you do. Today is different. You jump on a vehicle and you go to work, and it's nothing that normally that you go to work like to walk, whatever. At that time there was no vehicles, hardly, excuse me, hardly any vehicles at that time. It's only just a few people that had vehicles at that time that they can afford things like that. So, but anyways, those are all the things that we went through, that kind of life, and I like to share that to the people that that ones that are listening, be able to focus on whatever what we talk about here today, and to focus on that towards the future of our lives, uh, to try and hold our ways of our traditionally and culturally of our lives, and to get the young people, young generation, to know who they are as Native people and all that. It's like I said, I can sit here for hours and hours to talk about good things. But I'll change my reverse to my language in the Cree now, in Cree language, and the ones that the older people that know how to talk Cree. And us, when we were kids, we were all taught already our language, Cree language. Kasi kaya, kumakan tigaya, tatugyo, kakan tuta may, ego magamit sa kaste pa ya, kung sa kapampa, iswata mga kayo, no, sitsigaw na, sa mga tuga, may umutay, osak, wisto, kantuta, kits na tuyo, ay kung di mo may tuwang may, ano siya pa, isweta ako, ay, at sumuna, ay, utaga matista hutan istudisiga i amskuma na ni psisge ya sumuta no sage cha se wanu sanya nangiska ge mego ya chumu aktanse gi pe supigya gi pe waschia sinana tum ke psisi gi we ga gi pe sama ga ya tengi pe sa suge pa bingo na mamage tu ma kwes ka megi uta ni huma ge na Gomina che na sa tu ba ne ma chwe tos oas ge sisu usimo ge uswisu senu chao ismo ge ba ismo egni wisto di pe ga ne ma chu wisto usimo sisu chao sin cho me na ke aksga ke gi go ma gi pe sta ma go na to ga gi ne yo si che ge Gomina transfer ma sisu tamni Matthew nextisu kata pobe semana gagi ksepa kuma kse kuma lagi once kan go ya kuma kana sta kumanya kuma ksepa tap tap pobe kuma kse kuma na ya pamas ka tuk na maso kuma lagi kse ma lagi ike po na once ka kse kuma lagi skwe pata ga so asko ike tap ya sta kumanya Askumana nyanan gutasin sisi swaho no wana maninan neyo matsun neyo mitu ni yo tapanuha nana to exist sisko di yo tapanuha sumusa ko minaya piheo sagao piheo sisu nana to swaki we exist di say igis mat igis pamacha minamana mati to season. Nana to serum nagani peak mane was sisi pag mane serum mane sipya inan to ya wa season na nani mi tu na gi pe mi cha wa mi na ya wa mane gi tam su na mana mi cha na to we tam mi cha to ta pa no no mi tu na ni na ne gi kan ya ya ge tu kan ya ya ge su si ska wa ha na ne mi tu na se wa mu stegi we ai si no ma ne gi se na ga ta si te no ka gi mi ta mi tu ne gi su si ska gi su sti ga si no o su skni go ma no ga se ma na ga gi se pa ma na sa go e sa ga go te una ne gi go ka yu ta ya ma ne gi Beauty Togia with beauty matcha Satu Isco Hatma Isco Hatas Tan Mustamin Cisco Pam you man no guy she no man this wa week again Sis give away the pap you with a master Mustafa sketch she's Mustra and Chatmo ya Isco Hat with a ski on here about week so it's a woman got kiri way Akiki yo di pesquete magaga disquete magaga chino iswa wai to omiski amayagam kaya maga china no we mescha hach yo muti veski sto o pui tambe gi stava sigi tam utsi chino is pitago masti di ai tam utsi chino ati tagam te pas sigi tam utsi ya mugati Ome na ya giwe mescha hach mi chon no Squamish to sister not mescha hach Munyao much was heat out there. unik minangi pas kamus chagang ye ang utawi na ikse wat ya tan yani maskaus yun ya chagang nigang pas kamus speak kagi nanu cha chaga yagi me cha ektem bigegi bituwe chagang pas kamus bituwe sane chaga siso me ikse ta ko megi no chi chaga egi bituwe chaga pas kamus anu chaga awak mai gu wan pas kamus chaga wan ge gu nigang na chang ni kiwai tuwengi mama ati tang ya but tuwengi tuwewi yo si se go ma ga samne ma ta kusma ri be de ge ya sa ya chen ste gi go nga ya chumun ni sta no sa gi sa ga ma ga mu ste gi go ya no so ya chumun ta ko ta na ti ya sa chumun si so ga ge gi pe ma na ti ta si chi ge no ha ba we su ba si sta chi de bi sa si kai win si chi ma na pe we su na ni gi go ya na ti da no che wa na tu ki ko ta ke na se i chi kai win chi ni ni to chi ego mi na mi ki so mo chi pa nga te ga ya se ga se te mi se ka so ni che wa na si ho chi we sai ga mi na mi go na ga ni yu mi go na ni di usti chi ga ya ka sa chi we u ta no ne gu ta sia ga na o te ben na ta chu mu ne ta ne ma na ya di yu ne sia ma che ta tu te ka na si ga si u ta wi ta go ben si gi chi ga ne ki yu ni ga ne chi na ai mu mo a ki gi xiao a ta na tu gi we anu chi ga na tu ha gi tu ta mi he u sa gi tu ta mi ego ki hiu mi go na agi ska ta ya nan to chino pa mu te ego te ma na ya ka pa mu te sa ga si pas ko is nem ko te ego to han mi go ne ya ne e mi go sta chino sma na ya e ki agu chima chik ma na ta te pi u ma ne gi ya ga sa wa chi ne mi chi ti cha ga pu sa na pu ni ti mi san to ge chima ka ki ne mi chi na ni gi go gi usti chung mi go na mu chi go na tu ke usai ge tu ta cha ni mi to ge chi ge wa sa ge ma si ho chi na ni gi go ka ki gi te se o ta ga a su na su si sa ma na ba ga mo chi ge na ni na ba ge su ni ki cha ge ya ba chi ge to anu chi go mo na tu ku ta no kakagi we na humas ki ga no shi e wane wa oso ki ga no shi usna na to ai spai ai sue pa e na ma na ngem stu go shi go ma na ga pa ga mu hu chi ga ka pe ku pe pa pe tu e hu chi ma na ma na ka ke tu su pe su u tang yi pe to pe ga shi e pa we se man tu yi ska e pe ku hu mga hikit ito ewa mu sama mu kaya smooth pag nga tega may uta apat si puwi tengi uta kang gaya was kik sabi nung giwe kiki chay uta na gimi ko kamana chita agnane ewa ikso no anu sa chitan kas chanopsis ikso na magam sot pagkitato kuwi ta sino nani giwe some tonight na to get ice by woman na to get tigo ta sino akigi we sino the tire to this ta ka tigo tama stand you kite ya mo ta mo ka big swat ko dan mo sky si sagi gu ti na asu na spaga no an mo che da kite un ni soma human si ska ta spa swat man ni wa mo me na no tik si magawe aga no gi wa ka ne ya ya ka we mana chi ta wa ya kya no mo che gi pa ngu sha ko ta men chi ga si ga ya ni ya we be to see you maybe when I told you we go ki na ta mo ta mi ha ko na na to ta shi no ke to ga mi to ta sa ne shi ne ta go na to mo yo me kya no gi mi ho na no ka ke gi we ski ki ne yo ski ki na ni na ta o na ma shi no ma ka ga mi yo shi so big stress na ma sa ga gi su mu sa ma sa ni na Krishnato Aneta Vishinu Kaimyo Swisama. Witawu Yagutaino Utaino Witawu Kishanata Mutta Wishuste. Natuhan mus Aksun Mida Tayana Michon as Michwa Nana Manu say Shino Hips would Michun Micha. Nanato Hagiwe. Isa oxytocin oxygenate stingan no exist na nato kumina utena to mane sa to tia ne na ko na ni ko aksung na no kaya sumuwa magigo stis mane sino ya oxy kaya sa ya maga stigi go no sa ya tam muten maga achao pa yo man se isi ba na ni go so cha tam ni ke ke ta tem so chi tu ga chu ho na kya bi ki we ga chu mu ta no ni yo bi so ne wa me mu nya ya na so na sa tin di sten na su mu ta e bi spe mu ta go na su ne pe o ya bi so ya chu mo ne yo ya ne wa me mu nya ya ko ha chu. So with that, uh, my friends and relatives, ladies and gentlemen, the ones that are listening the worldwide, that very thankful. To a conclusion of my storytelling, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that are listening, especially the students in schools in our area that are going to be listening and watching to all our otherwise telling stories. Have have a good day and have a good life. Oh,
Um, thank you, Edgar Baptiste. We had some comments here that Sean Watney was listening. Said, "Good morning, Uncle Peter." Gary Fox said, "Good morning, Edgar. You're looking good, my best friend." He also said, you make me lonesome for a home. With gratitude and prayers, you all in Red Pheasant." So we had two comments that were on while they were talking. So just to let you viewers and listeners know, the whole point of these elders coming in from this reserve, Red Pheasant, is to pass on what they were told in the past to the same thing. This is nothing they made up. They just were told the same thing, and it's called passing down knowledge to the younger generation. And it's not meant to anger anybody. That wasn't their intention. It's to quit. They're trying to give you good advice, so you guys, you can just follow the good path because they care for you. That's the reason these elders they tell us stuff is because they care for us and they want us to follow the good path. So that was my. If I apologize if it angered anybody. Um, it's just to pass on information. I was brought up the same way. You know, my Gitemak, my late Kukum, my Muslim really didn't talk much. He was more of a watcher, and if you didn't do anything right, he gave you the eye. And when we saw our Muslim's eye, that means he didn't like what we were doing and to correct ourselves. He didn't talk much, but it was the eyes that if he approved of it or disapproved of it. And our Kukum was more boisterous. She would tell you straight in your face if she didn't like what you were doing. And she did tell you. And you have to sit there and listen. Because, when you think of it, if she didn't say anything, that means she didn't care. So my mom was the same way. My dad was more like my Muslim, quiet. So, it was the matriarchs, the mothers, the grandmothers that really set the young people straight. And you young people, when you have a woman, a mom, a kukum, an auntie, a sister, anybody older than you that is telling you something, listen to them. They're not telling you for no reason. There's a reason why those words come out of their mouth. They want you to lead a good life. So yeah, um, I would like to point that out. That's why when I think of it, a lot of these people my age, that's why we're here where we are because our grandparents, our Kukums, Muslims, moms and dads, they were iki soke, iki soke paini pitskono, iki kasini pitskono. How would I translate that into English? Their words were stern, I would say. Iki kasinigi. Like they told you right to the point. They told you right in your face. They didn't beat around the bush because that's the way they were raised too. So these are generational teachings. They're passed on from one person to the next person to the next person. And this is not something that was made up, a few years ago. This is, this teachings from history. I think that's why we are on this earth for, since time immemorial, because of all these teachings. Even these stories that were being told to us for the past couple of days. None of it was written in books, like I said before. Everything was told verbally. All of it was stored in the head. When the time came, when the young person became old, it was time for them to pass on these stories. It came out of their heads. That, all these years it's been stored in their heads. So this is what, we hope you young people do. All these teachings, all these stories that are being told to you, that you store them. And maybe one of these days, all these stories will be written in books. None of these stories that our elders have told us, none of it is written in the books. Maybe somebody will. Maybe the students will write up little short story books of what they'll choose an elder and they'll remember what that story that elder told them, and they'll make themselves a little book and dedicate it to that elder they heard it from. So yeah, we'll be back with another couple more speakers. So we're gonna have a little teeny weeny break. Right? So we'll be back. See you guys in a bit.